Hi guys, this is Suhaib back in another video with my very good friend Tess Newman, who's an employee happiness manager and an executive coach. Tess, thank you for being in the video again. And in this video, we're going to talk about that how the job seekers, they can maximize the job opportunities or the potential prospects at the networking events. So I have a list of different questions that I want to ask you and would love to have your expertise for our audience. So my question number one is that while being at the networking events, what do you think should be the right approach from the job seekers' point of view, that how they should, when they approach somebody, that they should initiate a talk?
Okay, most people want to know about the other person.
All right.
Right? So instead of asking them who they are, what they do,
All right.
introduce yourself,
Okay.
tell them about you. Naturally, they'll tell you about themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't encroach into their personal information, like which company you work.
Mm.
By the way, if you wanna know still like which company they are working, you can always ask which industry they work in. This is more like a generic, and they might feel more comfortable in sharing that information. And once the conversation has built, and then you can ask those questions like which company they work for,
Yeah. And what position
they have.
Yeah.
All right. So how do you think in terms of the time spending at the networking event, considering like it's 1 hour and a half networking event, hour and a half, and as a job seeker, how much time do you normally spend with one person at an event?
It doesn't really matter how
All right.
long you're going to
Okay.
spend with the person, provided you're spending quality time.
Makes
So
sense.
it's quality over quantity.
Mhm.
You may meet 20 people who are not going to be
Mhm.
of any help to you.
Okay.
However, if you spend quality time with every person, you may
Right.
not even need to meet 5 people.
Okay. So maybe even like spending time with one person, having a quality conversation of
Quality.
about 40 to 45 minutes or half an hour, if that can lead to you
Somewhere.
getting a
Yeah,
job or more leads, I think this makes more sense rather than you talking with everybody for 5 minutes or 6 minutes
Exactly.
and having no prospects for you out of those networking events.
True.
Another question, from the job seeker's point of view again, because we are discussing particularly that,
Yeah.
is it appropriate, two questions, is it appropriate to ask for the business cards? And if they have to ask, what should be the right approach, or what kind of words they should use in requesting for the business card?
So remember, you're building a conversation. By the time you get to a point of asking for a business card,
All right,
you've already built the rapport with that person.
correct.
Okay, they know about you, you know
Mhm.
about them, and it's simple. If they want the conversation to go on,
Yeah.
like after the meeting, you're keeping this going.
All right,
I'd like to contact you maybe
Mhm.
tomorrow or another day, or I'd like to share my
All right.
CV with
Uh-huh.
you. Would you mind giving your business card?
all right,
Okay, or share your details with me.
all right,
Mostly the details are on the business card.
all right. So that's a more
So,
professional
yeah.
approach. All right,
Then just coming up to say, oh, give me your business card. And
all right.
there has to be a reason.
Yeah.
While you're asking for something, inform them of
Okay.
why you're asking for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Great. Tess, how do you think, if it's a networking event, and it's a networking event, it's not a job fair, it's not a career fair, job seekers should carry their resumes and cover letters with them? And if not, again, if it's a networking event, how they can still talk with the professionals at the event and they can share their resumes?
Well, I believe everyone has a phone. For
Yeah.
starters, I believe everyone has a phone.
Uh-huh.
So keep your CV on your phone.
All right.
It's a networking event. People are going to
Mhm.
spend quality time with other people and bothering them with your CV,
All right.
which they may dump in the dustbin
All
when
right.
you show them your
Mhm.
back,
Mhm.
or they may even not remember you.
Exactly.
So
Mhm.
instead of doing that, build a conversation with them and then have your phone. Make sure your CV is on your phone. The most
Wow.
recent CV is
Mhm.
on your phone. So when you get to a point where you have to share it, or
Right.
they want to look at it,
Right.
then you can give them your phone to peruse through, or ask them for the contact details. Again, WhatsApp. We have WhatsApp.
Exactly,
we have-
yes.
There's so many ways to share
Exactly.
your CV immediately
Exactly.
than a whole booklet
Exactly.
or whatever you have to
True.
share.
And I want to make a point here, because now the job seekers, not the job seekers, I mean, everybody is multi-skilled. So we are so talented that you're not actually looking for one single job. You might have a range of different skill sets. So you can keep like 2 or 3 different formats of your resumes where you can actually highlight that particular skill set. So you might be good in customer services, you at the same time you might be good in business development or in the marketing or in the sales. So this in a nutshell falls in different or in a one nutshell, like this: marketing, business development, sales, and research, for example. So you can keep different copies of your resumes. So once you start the talk with the person, so you immediately think that what the other person is looking for and what's the value inside this conversation, and which CV you have to show it to the other person. So it has to be the relevant one,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
Great. Another question, Tess. Do you recommend that the job seeker, they should connect with everybody they are talking to at the networking event? That they should connect with them over LinkedIn? And if yes, then how they should approach?
I don't believe that everyone you meet
Okay.
at the event is going to add value to you.
All right.
Simply add those that are going to add value. All right? When you have a conversation, again, you'll understand. Do I need this person after this? Or I don't need this person after
Right.
this? If you don't need them, unless if you're all about getting more numbers, that you growing a network that you're not going to get anything from, then you go ahead and connect with just everyone who comes across. Otherwise, it's really important, quality. There's something you're going to get from this person, or there's something you're going to give to them.
Yes.
All right? So connect with them. Otherwise, what's the purpose?
Exactly.
Why
Makes
waste
sense.
5 minutes of your time that you would use to improve your cover letter?
Right. Correct. And Tess, any last tip that you want to give away to the job seekers who are especially going to the upcoming networking events? So any last tip that you want to convey that so that they can maximize the opportunity at those networking events?
Yeah, one thing I would say is we all want to know how someone else is going to improve us.
Right.
Always focus on what value you would add to the other person.
Wonderful.
Make them understand that.
Right.
Because they're not going to be interested in knowing what value you add to yourself.
Right.
It's the value adding to them.
To
So
them.
stick to what value, how you're going to make their lives better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you, Tess, for amazing information you have shared.
My pleasure.
And put in the comments below if you got any questions, or if you would like us to make more videos, and if you have a specific question, put in the comments below, and feel free to connect with Tess. I'm going to tag Tess in the description of this post. Once again, Tess, thank you, and wish you guys all the best in your job searching.